Welcome to Asian Anifacts, the channel about Chinese, Korean and Taiwanese actors and actresses. Today I will show you the third part of the lists of dramas of Kwon Sang Woo, which includes Bad Love, Cinderella Man, and Dae Mul. Bad Love, 2007. Cast: Kwon Sang Woo, Lee Yo-won, Kim Sung-soo, Choi Young-min, Kim Jae-yoon, Park Gun-hyung. He played Kang Yong-ki, illegitimate son of the owner of a conglomerate, who grew up in a loveless environment and that turned him into a twisted and rebellious man. Kang Yong-ki had a great talent in painting, the only way he can express his feelings, and after becoming a painter, he fell in love with his colleague. But Kang Yong-ki had to break up with his girlfriend because of his father's opposition, and since then he has been wasted, living in guilt because he failed to protect the woman that he loved. Na In-young is a celebrated cellist who fell in love with a married man, but after they broke up, the man's wife takes her cello, breaks her hand, leaving her unable to play, ending her musical career. Kang Yong-ki meets Na In-young at a celebratory party, and they had a bad impression of each other. 5 years later, Kang Yong-ki meets Na In-young again in an island village, as he was grieving the loss of his first love, while Na In-young was hiding from the world for the humiliation of her past. Kang Yong-ki and Na In-young clash when they first meet again, but soon he is charmed by her as they got to know more about each other and he started to court her, but his feelings was rejected. Kang Yong-ki decided to totally forget his first love and confessed again to start a new life with Na In-young, and she finally accepted him, but she does not confide in him about her past indiscretion, nor does she know about his family ties. As they became a couple, Kang Yong-ki went to his father's home to introduce Na In-young to his family, and his father had a good impression on Na In-young. Then his father wanted him to enter the company, but he refused. Kang Yong-ki didn't expect that the man who hurt Na In-young was his brother-in-law, after he seen and heard them, as she was begging his brother-in-law to hide the truth about their past relationship. Kang Yong-ki decided to leave Na In-young because he knew that he couldn't hide to Na In-young that he was hurting. But when he learned that Na In-young's father died in an accident, he returned to her to accompany her and finally told her that he knows the truth about her and his brother-in-law, but he doesn't care about her past, and so they decided to be together. Cinderella Man, 2009. Cast: Kwon Sang Woo, Im Yoon-ah, Song Chang-ui, Han Eun-young, Yoo Hai-ri. He played Dae-san, a poor man with a cheerful and optimistic personality, who was an orphaned young man that lived a hard life since he was young that made him believe that there is nothing more important than money. So, Dae-san decided to drop out of high school to work to earn money and started a reselling clothing business in the public market. Lee Jun, he is a rich young master who were studying in Paris, but after he heard the news of his father's death, he went home to South Korea to take over their family business. However, Lee Jun, he inherited the heart disease of his mother, and the only way to save his life was to have a heart transplant, but he was keeping it a secret to his family, for fearing that his stepmother and stepbrother will take his family's business. While Dae-san was on a high-end store to look for different dresses that he was about to sell, he was mistaken by one of the seller as Lee Jun, so he was given a bags of luxury clothes, after another seller rudely treated him believing he has no money to buy the luxury clothes. When Lee Jun, he went back on the high-end store to pick up his clothes, he was upset that the seller gave his clothes on another person who looks exactly like him, which he refused to believe. Then Dae-san went on a high-end bar to see shoes on the ladies there, while Lee Jun, he also went to the same bar to meet some friends. But because of Dae-san, who was accused and beaten by the bouncer of the bar, the other bouncer who also saw Lee Jun, he was mistook as Dae-san, so he was also beaten. When Dae-san and Lee Jun, he was cornered, they finally saw each other, and was both stunned. When Dae-san and Lee Jun, he escaped at the bar together, Lee Jun, he accused Dae-san of being a thief, because he was wearing his clothes. Dae-san furiously undressed after he punched Lee Jun, and then left Lee Jun, on the sidewalk. Lee Jun-hee was puzzled by Oh Dae-san, but later decided to hire Oh Dae-san to impersonate him in front of his family so he can go to Paris secretly for his heart transplant surgery. Oh Dae-san's friend in the public market was in need of a large amount of money, so he decided to accept Lee Jun-hee's offer in exchange for the money. While Lee Jun-hee was in Paris, he asked his assistant to investigate Oh Dae-san, and he discovered that Oh Dae-san was his twin brother who was taken away when they were a baby. Oh Dae-san studied Lee Jun-hee's mannerism, and he also memorized all the people around Lee Jun-hee. But Oh Dae-san's cheerful personality almost made him expose himself, as it was different from the cold personality of Lee Jun-hee, that was known by his family. Fortunately, his cleverness always made him manages to escape from the watchful eyes of Lee Jun-hee's stepbrother, who wanted to covet the company for himself. Oh Dae-san was able to have a close relationship with his grandmother, who became fond of his cheerful personality, but was also doubtful if he really was his grandson, Lee Jun-hee. Dae Mul. 2010. Cast: Kwon Sang Woo, Go Hyun-young, Cha In-pyo, Lee Soo-kyung, Jang Young-nam, Choi Il-hwa. He played Ha Do-ya, son of a restaurateur who was once a troublemaker high school student, but after witnessing his father being bullied by those in power, he changes his attitude, and he studied hard to become a prosecutor. As a prosecutor, Ha Do-ya works in a rural branch, but he always works hard to fulfill his duty. Seo Hai-rim was a TV announcer, but she was fired by the TV station for publicly protesting her husband's unexplained death on overseas battlefields and questioning the government's current policies. Ha Do-ya was tasked of questioning Seo Hai-rim about her allegation on a politician, after she became a member of the National Assembly. Ha Do-ya's father died in a homicide, but it was disguised as a traffic accident, so he resigned as a prosecutor in order to find the culprit of his father's murder. Ha Do-ya joined Seo Hai-rim's team believing she would help him find out who was the murderer, as she was elected governor of the province, and he helped her in resolving issues being thrown at her by the opposition. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.